Hey everyone, this is Andrew Nolenberg, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Geek Garage Podcast. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Geek Garage Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Geek Garage Pod. Check us out on Instagram, and if you want to check out any of the replays of our live streams of the podcast, you can go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/2playermedia. And thank you so much for listening.
Those guys are back again.
Are you kidding me?
This guy, he comes in here and fucks the bread.
The three of them are here every day, and they just stand and stare at the X-Wing. Can I just say the obvious one? Darth Vader.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That last scene, though.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
Just, what's that sound? Welcome to Fucktown.
Imagine if Darth Vader was your fucking boss.
That's
How
the
terrible.
reality that these Imperials have to deal
How
with.
terrible would that be?
Like an empire would.
Like, I might
The
die.
door was a penny short.
Like I would never go to fucking work and expect to die.
Fuck, yeah, we are.
Oh.
Hey, we're doing great.
We got that
Hey,
entire...
guys.
What?
So, I wanted to know, do you have a copy of the movie I, Frankenstein?
Absolutely not.
You know, you ain't never seen I, Frankenstein, man? Holy shit, dude. Okay, like, I was in a hurricane, and I was stuck in this house, right? And all I had was I, Frankenstein on DVD, and I was, like, midway through that shit, right? I was midway through. All of a sudden, DVD cuts out.
Get
DVD
out.
cut out, right?
Get out of here.
And I was like, I gotta call the DVD company to make sure, to be like, I need a new DVD.
Did you call them?
I called them like 18 times and they said, sir, we don't what are you talking about?
Oh.
Just buy another copy of the movie. I said, I already paid $4.99 down at the gas station by the Denny's for this copy of I, Frankenstein.
Which gas station?
It was the Denny's gas station.
Denny's Mike's gas stations.
Denny's
there?
has a gas
They
station?
do down in South Florida. Anyway,
That makes sense.
So I was watching the movie, right? And like normally you're like demons and shit. They're like the bad guys. But get this. The gargoyles were the good guys.
What? Get the fuck out of here!
The gargoyles were the
I
good
can't
guys.
believe that.
They
I
were
can't
the
believe
I
that.
literally can't even
And
wrap my head around
that
that
guy
shit.
that looked like Thomas Jane. He was the I, Frankenstein.
Who the fuck is
And he
Thomas
was
Jane?
fighting with the gargoyles.
Who?
And they were the good guys.
I can't wrap my head or my heart around the fact that a gargoyle was a
Somebody
good guy.
out there, please send me a copy of I, Frankenstein so I can finish that fucking movie.
All right, quick question.
What's that, Dave?
So, we're all
wintry.
guilty of
Hey.
having weird habits in the bathroom.
Are we?
Andrew, what is a weird habit that you have in the bathroom? And there is no opt-out in this. You have to answer me.
So I can't leave.
No, you have to answer my
Okay.
question of...
I guess if there's a weird bathroom habit I have, it's trying to get the best acoustics with a fart in the shower.
That's excellent.
You know, just
That's
like
good.
Did
trying
you know
to,
that there's some science behind why a fart smells a lot worse and lingers a lot longer in a shower?
Is it because of the humidity created?
It is.
Oh man,
The moisture in the air.
It sticks
You
to
can
you.
Google
moisture
that
sticks
shit.
to the
It sticks to you.
sticks
It
to the
does.
moisture.
You
sticks to you.
can Google it.
What about you, David?
Bree.
Since you're in the center,
So, guilty. I was about to say
Guilty pleasure.
A guilty pleasure of mine in the bathroom. I stick a finger in my butt when I feel swirly.
Is that true?
God.
If that's true, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
that's-
totally fine. It's
that's
the
your personal
bathroom.
thing.
It's the place for your butthole to be out and free. No.
It's true. I mean,
Okay, so I am guilty of not like toddler style, like pulling your pants down to your ankles, but I do like, because you can't like
like
be at a
thigh pull.
you can't be at a urinal like at work or anywhere else with like your
bare ass it?
Yeah, with your bare ass hanging
Yeah,
out.
somebody's gonna come up behind you and just start fucking.
Right, because that's inevitably going to happen.
Right.
So what I like to do is just to bare ass it, pull my pants down to about knee height, and just let it all hang out because it's
Like
almost,
Butters from South Park.
It's like the next step of like just playing out like sitting down when
Can you do me a favor? Next time you do that, can you sing Lulu? I've got some apples. Lulu, you got some too. Lulu, let's make some applesauce.
I really need to fucking watch South Park because I don't understand what people are talking about.
Oh God, man, yeah, you're missing out on
I know.
a pop
A lot
culture
of
phenomenon
really
that
good
started in 1998.
Yeah, well, I'm way fucking behind.
Yeah, you are.
Connor, tell me about something that you're guilty of
Guilty.
doing in the bathroom that's really fucking weird.
I like
or maybe
to-
not really
I like-
weird, but just not everyone does it.
I like to steal Q-tips.
Wait, okay.
Jesus.
I'll take people's Q-tips and use them.
Where do you use
I won't
the
say
Q-tips?
anything in my ears. Like I clean out my ears.
Son of a bitch.
That's
I mean,
where all
you
your
don't do
Q-tips
anything
Is
go.
that where all my
weird with
damn
the
all your damn
Q-tips are?
Q-tips go.
God damn it.
I use 3 at a time per ear.
Because you're like, fuck it, these are free.
Andrew's over here buying Q-tips every other
By
day.
by the thousands.
He's Connor's saving up to where it hits a post-apocalyptic times, and Q-tips are the new currency.
It's like Fallout, but instead of caps, it's that'll be 7 Q-tips.
Cajitas wares.
Would you accept a wax covered one? Get the fuck out of my store.
Get out of
What
my
are you
store.
buying? I'll just take some Q-tips. All right,
Yeah.
fucking weirdo. Get the hell.
What the hell?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, realistically, a weird bathroom habit. God, I got to think about it because I don't really pay attention. I just go in there and do what I do and leave.
You say funny shit like before you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You'll,
Yeah,
like,
that's kind
you'll
of a weird
announce
bathroom
you'll
habit.
announce when you're taking a dump.
Oh, yeah.
in a
No.
very
Also, I'll say,
comical
like,
way.
I
Okay.
got to go drain the dragon or
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
taking
accept
a yellow.
that. I'll accept that.
I like your shits one when you're like, hey, I gotta go blow buckshot in your bathroom right now.
Hey, dude, give me 15 minutes and I hope you have air freshener because I'm about to blow a shotgun blast into your toilet. Thanks for the beer last night.
You know what? I appreciate that kind of honesty. I mean, it takes real balls to be that honest about like, hey, I'm just about to go destroy your bathroom.
Dude, we talked about it in public at a convention.
Yeah,
during
we got a
panel.
chant going. Shotgun shits.
Shotgun
Yeah,
shits.
shotgun shits. Shotgun shits.
That was one of our proudest moments as humans.
Yeah.
I don't have diarrhea often, but when I do, I announce it.
And why wouldn't you? I
awesome.
mean, it only makes
People
sense.
deserve to know.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, David, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well,
We're talking about me, the alien.
If you would like to go on OkCupid and look up for aliens, humans. I am looking for human partner for human things.
If you're on OkCupid, I made an alien account, and I made an Instagram for said alien.
What's the Instagram? How do people find that
Let
Instagram?
me pull it up. Hold on, because I forget how to spell this shit. Oh man, I have issues. Let's see.
Zarblock _ Klemgar.
With such pictures there, I'll just gonna I don't know if you can really see it, but
no, they can't.
No, they
We had so
absolutely
much
can't.
human fun. Ha 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 ha. Still human prank. It was fun. Human time. Human prank. Ha 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 ha.
There's
ha.
probably going to be
Human
a future
selfie.
episode, just exploration of aliens and Tinder.
Yep.
Definitely human.
yeah, one of the captions on the pictures is just
Definitely human. Having human fun.
Oh, it's human.
Me and best human friend. My Earth grandpa was cool human guy.
and it's just alien pictures I found on the internet
God,
and
that
just
makes
made
me
an
happy.
Instagram. Yeah, and it's the same name on OkCupid, so go and find it and
Hit up some. What's
maybe
his name? What's
maybe
his name?
Zarblock Klemgar from the Kramdarthian Nebula.
That's
would
fantastic.
be a
Maybe he's
Wonderful pal for you.
he's your knight in shining army.
knight in
Armor.
shining army.
Whatever the fuck.
Definitely not trying to destroy human Earth atmosphere. Totally looking for a relationship. Single as fuck.
Anyways, to get this fucking party started, I'm your host, David Dassaw. To my left is Andrew Nolenberg. To my right is motherfucking Connor Miller.
That's my first name.
Yes. Connor Miller just happens to be his last name. His parents weirdly hyphenated his last name. Like
They knew it was gonna happen.
yeah, I don't really understand where that came from. Anyways, today's episode is all about the future of the Star Wars franchise, and how we're basically we just have one giant boner thinking about.
God, I'm almost there.
Yeah, it's just we're just walking around with a bunch of like half semis all the time.
I'm pitching a speeder.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Good job. Good job.
So basically, we're talking about the future of Star Wars, the fact that it's back and just it's every bit as popular as it was back in the 70s and 80s, when everyone had just Star Wars mania and everyone was just insane.
Thought you were gonna say boners again.
Yeah, I was waiting. I'm like,
There's just way too many boners. Just
Of course not.
way too many. And seeing as the franchise is basically back in full force, we're going to obviously talk about the future, talk about the movies and other media that we can expect to see in the future.
Like hopefully another Star Wars holiday special.
if only.
If only.
Oh God, I want to see this fucking holiday special, and everyone
You
says,
don't.
No,
well,
no, no, no,
everyone
no, no,
says,
David,
like,
David,
you're
David,
gonna-
Don't even mention
David,
it. Don't even
David,
mention its name.
David.
Don't even mention its name.
It doesn't exist. I never said anything.
If we don't talk about it, it doesn't come back.
I
You
wanna
can't
see it
hurt
so
anyone
bad.
anymore.
All right, Andrew. So we're gonna go to you.
What's up, dude?
Talk about the future of the Star Wars franchise, in your opinion.
Sure. So what I'll give you guys is what we know for a fact that is happening or has already happened. So obviously the big deal was Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, which was
Snoke is Vader.
an hashtag
Snoke is Vader.
No,
Hashtag Kylo
Snoke
Ren
is
is Luke Skywalker.
Snoke and Yoda are Rey's mom and
Luke
dad.
Skywalker is Kylo Ren.
Yeah, all those fucking rumors. But no, yeah, the Force Awakens was obviously announced directly after Disney purchased Lucasfilm from George Lucas for $4 billion.
That's pocket change.
That's
It
just
really is.
unbelievable. So
I got $4 billion in my pocket right now.
So what we've been treated to so far was the realization of a new Star Wars trilogy, beginning with Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Star Wars Episode 8, which is yet to be titled officially, which will be coming out this year, this December.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
That's gonna be fun.
And then Star Wars Episode 9. So we know that's all happening. Our favorite actors are all back and participating. Unfortunately, the recent death of Carrie Fisher really puts a damper on the whole thing. But I'm glad that we at least got, one film.
One more,
where
yeah.
they were
Now,
all in there. So
I think I remember seeing that everything that she was supposed to be in Episode 8 had already been filmed. Is
that is
correct?
that is correct.
Okay,
They did finish all of her filming, everything that she was supposed
Is
to
that
be
selfish to like kind of?
I don't think so. I don't think so because Carrie Fisher's, most of her career and her legacy is
Princess
revolves
Leia.
around Princess Leia. I mean, you hear Princess Leia's theme if you're a big Star Wars fan, and it's an emotional theme, And so I'm glad that we get to see her one last time in Episode 8. So that will be great. Now, as to her future, she was, according to Lucasfilm, she was supposed to have a pretty decent-sized role in Episode 9, which unfortunately can't happen now, and it has been confirmed in a report that was released either yesterday or today. Disney and Lucasfilm jointly announced, we are not going to digitally recreate her in the way that they did for, spoiler alert, Rogue One. So that's not happening. They're going to retool the story a little bit.
I'm kind of glad for that because I have faith that whatever they do to the storyline to kind
They'll
of
get
tailor around it,
creative and figure it out.
I'm pretty sure they'll get they'll figure it out, but I don't think technology has caught up with how we want to digitally put faces.
That is a wonderful thing to bring up.
Because I don't know how often they do it, but the first real case that I saw it was the latest Fast and Furious
Paul
movie.
Walker.
Yeah, with Paul Walker.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible, but it was definitely noticeable. And I don't want to say things like, "Oh, it took me out of the moment" because it was a Fast and the Furious movie. But I'm kind of glad that they did it because although it looked kind of cheesy, and it was kind of a cheesy scene, but I mean, it was kind of sentimental because he was an awesome actor. He was great in all his movies.
Sure.
So yeah,
They brought him back at that last scene for that movie because they just simply weren't done yet.
right.
He had filmed all this other stuff, and then he unfortunately passed away. And they were like, "Well, do we just finish it?" They actually got his brother
Yeah.
to be the actual stand-in actor for that scene, and that's how they were able to pull that off. So, difference now, those recreations for Rogue One, Tarkin and then Leia at the very end.
You can't have a Death Star without Tarkin.
You can't
just
tell that story
Right.
of the Death Star plans and execute the prequel-esque thing they were trying to do for the original Star Wars film without having Princess Leia and Grand Moff Tarkin.
Another note on the future of Star Wars and where the death of the unfortunate and untimely death of Carrie Fisher comes into play. What we might see, which could be a positive note for Star Wars, is maybe pulling away from the older cast a little bit more,
Right.
and focusing more on our new characters that we
So
have.
maybe Episode 9 will, because of this event,
It's
will be
with
this
a-
full-blown
a
Kylo,
little bit
Finn,
less-
Rey,
Yeah.
Poe. It's all about them, and maybe a little bit of Luke. and-
Which was part of the thing, we discussed it shortly after
Yeah.
I saw Rogue One yesterday.
Yeah.
It was the member Star Wars, like a little bit less of the member Princess Leia, and a little more like we created these fucking new cool characters. Let's focus on them. Like,
just taking the story forward.
which there were in Rogue One, there were so many scenes where I was just like, okay, that was unnecessary. Like when what's his face and
He doesn't like you.
he doesn't like you, like that, like bumping into them on the street, like, okay, whatever. Like,
See, I've ran into a couple people that had problems with that, and I'm like,
it was cool, but at the same time, I'm like, it's unnecessary. Like, it's literally just a fan grab. Let me pull you back into what you already liked. And it's like, no, make new things that I will like, and then I'll already like those.
I think the reason why you still had that in
Is
Rogue
because it
One
was a re
is
track to the past.
obviously that whole film was a massive callback and love letter to the original
Yeah, for
film.
sure.
Like those pilots that show up at the end. That was cool,
Copy that, Red Rooster.
Yeah,
Copy that, swollen ostrich.
yeah, the red.
Who's swollen ostrich?
I don't know. You don't know who Swollen Ostrich is? He's the best damn pilot in the galaxy.
That's right, Red Rooster. Who's Red Rooster? I don't know.
Let me go back to how I was trying to illustrate something there. So we've got the
You might need a pen and a piece of paper to illustrate something, Andrew.
Oh my God, I'm not even drawing right now. But so we've got episode 7, episode 8, episode 9 happening. Rogue One just happened. The other confirmed spin-off film that has actually a new cast member that has been confirmed is the Han Solo film, which the lead actor, Alden, I think it's Alden Enric, I'm going to say his name wrong, Einrich or Enric, is playing Han Solo, and then Donald Glover of Community and of Derek Comedy, and he's also Childish Gambino, the rapper. He will be playing young Lando Calrissian,
He's
which
gonna
is
fucking knock
so
it out of the park.
Yeah, he is.
awesome. I love that guy.
Dude, he's amazing.
And then Woody Harrelson was cast as, I guess, a mentor to Han Solo, so he'll be a kind of a
That's awesome.
smugglery, piratey guy.
You know
I
what
bet
I
that'll be
already
fun.
said? Well, hopefully it's just the character from Kingpin. Just straight up Munson.
Yeah.
He's got like the hair and he's got the basketball belly and like the missing wooden hand thing
Oh my
going on.
God.
Look, Han, you got to throw us straight in order to get a strike on the next frame. What are you talking about?
I'm trying.
I'm drunk.
I'm just real drunk. I'm just trying to fly a fucking spaceship. Oh yeah, let's do that too.
Hold on, are you? Where am I?
But we've got the Han Solo movie. That is all of the films that have been confirmed. Now they are going to continue with this pattern of episodic film, and then, like, for instance, we are going to have Episode 8 this year. Next year will be the Han Solo movie.
Right.
The year after that will be Episode 9. And then here's where we enter into some extremely interesting territory, because the question is are they going to bust out another trilogy of some kind? Are we going to get a 10, 11, 12? Or are they going to steer away from that and continue on with these anthology films, the spin-offs? Now, what has already been confirmed is there will be another anthology film, is what they're calling them, or spin-off, right after Episode 9. There will be another one at least. Cool. Now, after that, the plan, and this was a report from Kathleen Kennedy, head of Lucasfilm, her statement was, well, we really kind of like this whole spin-off thing because of the freedom of story it allows them to go into. I mean, could you imagine just the think about how
a Jar Jar Binks movie.
It's a snuff film. but the vastness of the Star Wars universe and how much story potential you have in any aspect of it that you could tell. You could pick, hey, let's do this or let's do that. That is a unbelievably cool situation to find yourself in as an owner of that kind of property. So now let me also just establish some other things. Currently, right now, we've got the Star Wars Rebels television show that's on Disney XD. And for what is meant to be a children's show, it is absolutely fantastic.
I've heard good things. I'm broke, so I don't have cable.
I'll give you my password. You can watch it.
But I have like 15 passwords. I don't.
Yeah. Star Wars Rebels tells the story of a completely new cast of characters that takes place during the whole Rebel Alliance era. It takes place prior to Rogue One and prior to the original film, but you've got Jedis in it. You've got Darth Maul is alive in this, and that's really cool. So you're getting to have a fun little bit of Star Wars from that. And then the other awesome thing that's going on right now are the Star Wars comic books that are being produced by Marvel Comics, which Disney also owns. And those are all sweet. There's the straight up just Darth Vader series that is incredible. There is just the Star Wars comics. That's just the cast of characters.
There's also like Star Wars anime, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that?
God,
it's cool.
There's that TIE Fighter one. That's dope.
That was cool.
There is
I don't know if they're just shorts, but
everywhere.
cool.
And I have yet to, and I'm sorry, there's a whole bunch of Star Wars books as well in this new canon that Disney has created. So we are being treated at this moment in time to just
a buffet
of Star Wars. You know, you can stand right there and watch
all
Mark
up.
Hamill just slice you off a good old prime slice of Star Wars.
A prime slice of daddy issues in space. Can we take a brief moment to talk about how Star Wars is fucking up in space with dad issues? Because it's a bunch of Nazis. Okay, they're trying to take over the entire galaxy.
Poorly explain Star Wars to me.
Right. There's a bunch of Nazis in space, and they're trying to take over space, right? Some of those Nazis have superpowers, okay? But there's, like, not Nazis with superpowers. All of them have daddy issues. All of them. And we just take a look at Jin
Erso? Mm-hmm. Okay, so from Rogue One.
We got dad issue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Luke Skywalker.
For why? For what do you mean?
Darth Vader is his dad.
Get the fuck out of here.
And Princess Leia.
Spoiler alert,
Darth Vader is
bitch.
her dad. Okay, and then we'll talk about
Anakin Skywalker
doesn't have a dad. And then we'll talk about Kylo Ren and how he kills his dad.
Hey, Batman, I think Disney killed your parents.
Thank you. They're doing it again.
And Rey.
Damn it. And Rey, who the fuck is her dad?
Oh my God!
Might be Luke Skywalker, and that's generational dad issues.
Yeah, she's
That's just
born
passing it
into
down
a
the family tree.
of daddy issues.
Yeah, it's just daddy issues in space where everybody's fucking up and there's Nazis. Yeah. It's great.
Isn't it just wonderful?
It's just lovely. Yeah.
Oh my God! And there's
space swords.
And there's always just that one small solution to the problem: blow up the big gun thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day.
Just blow up the big thing.
I'm not gonna sort out these emotional problems I have about my parentage, but I am gonna fire the shot of a fucking lifetime into that hole and save the goddamn galaxy.
For the next generation
I don't know who my dad is.
For the next generation of Nazis to again come and fuck things up, and then more people with daddy issues to quell the insurrection.
And then you put a spaceship through a small hole and blow up the big gun thing.
Right, exactly.
It's great. It's all wonderful. But so anyway, I guess what I'm setting up is we got a shitload of Star Wars happening. And there's a lot to be excited for in this future. So that's our confirmed future of Star Wars. Now, let's bridge it to let's talk about this. What about this new stuff do we really like? What has just been like, oh my God, that is so cool. And I'll just start with The Force Awakens. I loved how it called back to the originals and brought that nostalgia factor back without just being ridiculous about it. Rogue One like you were
Little
saying,
more- little more
had a little
intense on
more
it.
of that fan service thing going on. But like
There was
for
a
instance,
point to it, but
every little dose of nostalgia, like the first time the Millennium Falcon is viewed, it was that little music. Okay, and now we're moving on. You know, every character that returned or anything familiar that came back got a little bit of special introduction, but it wasn't like, I remember this shit.
Remember Star Wars?
So I really liked that, and I love how that film, though very familiar in a lot of ways, introduced enough cool new shit and new unexplored plot points that they have opened up like, well, now we can very easily go into this new universe that we've created. So that's my big thing that I like. So
David?
Couple things with episode 7 that particularly were my favorite. I love the nostalgia that we just discussed. One of the things that really worked for me, one of the things I really appreciated was the characterization. Like within minutes of knowing Poe at the beginning, you kind of get a sense of what he's about. Within minutes of meeting Finn, thank you. Oh my God. He's about, and fucking Rey, just,
she's the best.
I mean, we could just do a podcast episode on just how, fucking gorgeous and great of an actress she is.
Thank you, Daisy Ridley.
Yes. Thank you for being in our lives in this
My
way.
Instagram and Facebook. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but no, that's one thing that I really, really appreciated from this film was the characterization, how you really, you get a sense of what they're all about and you really appreciate them. So when things will start happening to them, like in other films, whether it's good or bad, it really will strike a chord in you. And, I really appreciate that when a film can...
That's called character development.
Yeah,
and it's
it is.
important no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people forget about it.
So what you're saying is there's an attachment that has been formed on these new characters.
Yeah.
And the reason why it happened is it was well done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, and it just slipped my mind. Connor?
The lightsabers and the guns.
They're cool.
Yeah.
We can come back to it. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
My favorite part about the new Star Wars is the humor.
Yeah.
I loved having
Bring
some
it
humor.
back.
And I feel like I'm gonna miss it. And a lot of people will disagree with how J.J. Abrams sets up his characters and how they act and interact with each other. But I like the dialogue between characters in the new Star Wars movie. It's fresh, it's new, it's a little bit different. It's not as dry. There are some deliveries that are kind of like kind of a stiff board, but it's okay. But like there's a lot to be loved about how the new characters are presented. Like you were talking about, you don't need a super duper intense long backstory to kind of fall in love with the new characters. And it's like you just kind of get them and understand them with a little bit of character development, story progress, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, these are cool people.
I do think that's one of the other ways the movie succeeded was that it gave us it didn't tell us a whole lot about their backstory, which is kind of great because we're gonna have other movies and obviously we don't need a reason to watch episode 8 and 9 when they come out,
Right.
But it does kind of lead us to believe that we're going to get further development later on down the line, so
Right.
they don't basically need to blow their load.
You don't find out everything about Luke Skywalker in A New Hope.
Right.
You don't find out about Princess Leia and Luke being brothers until episode...
When everyone started bitching about the ending of episode 7 and all... he just stands there! Yeah, they're going to make another one.
Yeah, that's where the next movie will start. What is wrong with you?
They made this about Han and his thing, and now we're going to do a different thing going on.
Harrison Ford has been begging to die in these films for so long.
I'm not going to
be in the next one.
You kill me.
Although he gave a shockingly strapping performance in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I don't want to talk about it. It's not real.
It's not real.
It's
Sorry.
not real,
it's not
Connor.
real.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Chunky Baka. Whatever, itchy.
Can I also say that the MVP of Star Wars Episode 7 was BB-8?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that
It's
little
adorable.
droid is just the best.
R2-D2 again, but smaller and a ball.
but I mean, here's the thing though. He's different enough.
Yeah.
Where he's not R2-D2, and I loved. I mean, like from the very beginning, his first scene when he rolls up, sees the first order coming, just oh fuck, and then rolling back, to go warn everybody.
The fucking thumbs up.
And the thumbs up he gives Finn. I mean, that was awesome.
cute, yeah.
And then how he's like, when R2-D2's, he pulls off R2's thing and R2's not working, he's like, hey, clank. Hey, clank.
Wake up!
Wake up. I got to ask you some shit.
That's like one of my favorite reasons for going to see a movie, like either opening weekend or opening night or whatever, is because like there is no substitute for the energy you get in like a packed movie theater.
Oh, just the hype.
Yeah,
is on.
and like I remember sitting next to you guys going to see episode 7, and like that part when he fucking gives the thumbs up and everyone's just like, oh my god,
Everybody laughed. Yeah.
It's just like one of those experiences that is just incredible.
It's called mass hysteria, and it's a problem.
Little random little random note of trivia for you. Bill Hader of Saturday Night Live and what's Documentary Now.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually one of the voice consultants, and he did some of the sound effects that they later messed with for BB-8.
Did he?
He did. Yes, he did. He's credited. Yeah, he did that.
That's why BB-8's so fun.
And he's so great.
He's so fun.
That's awesome.
And my youngest sister has the BB-8 like iPhone toy thing where you like drive them and shit.
Okay.
And it works
Like
properly.
that one that's like $120.
It was a Christmas present. We got that.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't gonna fault
David.
her for spending
David.
that money, but I just wanted to know if I was thinking of the same one that you were talking about.
At my work, we have drones
Oh.
that come in various shapes and sizes according to Star Wars vehicles, like TIE bombers and X-wings and speeders, and they have little infrared catchers on them.
slower for me, please?
They've got infrared catchers on them.
God, can you fly him in battle?
Man, I wish I didn't have kids so I can go buy those
dogfight.
things.
But
I don't have kids and can't go buy those things,
Oh my god!
but I can look at them, and we could all just stand there, all three of us, and go, ah.
We should stand there and circle jerk each other.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
That's really off-putting. Going forward,
Work? What
I'm
the
just
hell?
kidding.
What are you guys doing?
Those guys
You're
are
fired.
Those guys are back again. Are you kidding me?
This guy, he comes in here and fucks the bread.
The three of them are here every day, and they just stand and stare at the X-wings, and then they start doing shit to each other, and we got to put it to a stop. Well, they're paying customers, Jonathan. Fine. I guess I'll just join
They
in
just
the
come
circle
in
jerk.
and stare at the bread.
They fuck the bread.
They come in here and they go to the bread aisle and they fuck the bread.
So, what is there? Is there something about? We kind of got off topic there. So,
That's all right.
something that what else do we like about the new stuff that's happening? Like, we talked about episode 7 for a little bit. Talk about Rogue One for a little while. So, what about that movie where you're like, yeah? Can I just say the obvious one? Darth Vader.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was
That
good.
last scene, though.
Jesus
oh
Christ.
my god.
Just what's that sound? Welcome to Fucktown.
I love how in the darkness you can't see him until he turns on the
That
lightsaber.
breath, and they made him scary again.
Yeah.
Like you had talked about,
Yeah.
Connor, your idea for a horror movie with Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's just the opening of Star Wars: The Force Unleashed,
The
the video game where you just play as Darth Vader murdering everyone.
Yeah, a movie just centric around Darth Vader killing people.
Vader,
But
Friday
shoot
the
it-
13th,
shoot
but
it in
Darth
the-
Vader.
Shoot it in the style of like a POV perspective horror movie, serial killer, and Darth Vader is the bad guy, but you're through his eyes. Like Hardcore Henry, but Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty epic.
Oh my god. So yeah, what do you got for us on Rogue One?
So, on Rogue One, I straight up front, you guys know. Well, Connor, we haven't talked about it since you hadn't seen the film. I was not as hot on this movie as I was on Episode 7. I will not compare the two, because Episode 7 is an episode and Rogue One is a anthology film.
An interim film.
So I don't want to compare them because they're not, kind of linked that way, whatever.
Right.
But I did not enjoy it as much. There are several things that I did enjoy, so I'll focus on those. I really loved all the action sequences. I thought they were really well done. what's his Donnie Yen? Is
Yeah.
that the name of the blind Jedi?
Sort of.
When they
Force
fucking
sensitive-
put the
force
bag on
sensitive
his
data.
head, what are you doing? I'm blind.
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
That was fucking classic. But yeah, all the action sequences, especially the kind of the climax, in the third act when they have, what's the name of the planet that they're on?
Scarif.
Scarif. There you go. Yeah, everything that goes down on the planet.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that fucking Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wow.
Get down to Scarif.
Yeah, so those were great. The effects were awesome. And then, of course, that fucking scene with Vader.
Yeah.
I really appreciated, not as much as the end scene, but his first scene, just when the fucking doors open and all you see is,
Him in a bacta tank.
Well, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's in his little healing.
oh, yeah, that,
When he's slimy and gross.
And his arms aren't there. They haven't put him back on yet.
but that fucking shadow that he just
Body
cast
guy.
against that wall,
Yeah, the shadow.
it was like you just like, I feel really bad for this guy right now because like he's gonna get his dick chopped off.
He's looking at the devil.
Yeah. He's going in for his performance review, and he's fucked.
Imagine if Darth Vader was your fucking boss.
That's
How
the
terrible!
reality that these Imperials have to deal
How
with.
terrible would that be?
Like an empire would.
Like I might
The
die.
Joe is a penny short.
Like I would never go to fucking work and expect to die.
or have the possibility.
Well, that's what happens when you work for Nazis.
Space Nazis.
Space Nazis.
Space
They're worse.
Nazis in space. But yeah. So, anyways, getting off track. But those are kind of the things that I gravitated towards and appreciated out of the movie. Like I said, I didn't like it as much. I didn't feel there was that characterization that we got from episode 7. But I talked about this with Andrew, and he kind of, I don't want to say help me see the light, but he definitely pointed out a few things that I didn't really think about, which was we don't necessarily need a lot of characterization because, spoiler alert, basically everyone dies.
No, they all die.
Right.
Yeah, everyone dies. But the other main reason is that, it's not about one person or two people. It's about the rebels
Correct.
as a whole. So
Yes.
really there's no need for characterization because, one, they're all going to die. And two, it's, it's about the bigger picture rather than one or two
You know from
single
the
people.
get-go that these characters don't show up again.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was, wow, this movie is about this grand sacrifice that took place
Yeah.
to make sure that there was any hope
Yeah,
of...
and I did feel that. The only thing I wish I felt, more for the death of the individual
fair.
characters.
That's absolutely
I
fair.
got watery eyed when Donnie Yen died.
He
was the
prob-
coolest character. Let's be honest. He was the best part.
He was the one I got watery-eyed for, mainly because, like, I saw him and I was like, hey, that's a cool dude. Oh, shit, the cool dude's gonna die. They always kill the cool dude.
Look, the biggest thing that movie had to overcome was making you give a shit about why the Death Star plans got to the rebels in the first place.
Yeah.
That's what it had to do. We had to make a movie that's interesting about a thing that people, for the most part, just kind of dismissed.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, they got him.
And that's another thing. We've kind of all discussed this off air, but one of the biggest things, it was kind of a joke, amongst fans for A New Hope, is that there just happens to be this little square in the Death Star that if you shoot a missile in it,
Just right.
There's a reason. There's a reason, though. There's a reason. Fuck.
if you shoot a missile in this little hole, it just happens to explode. Oh well. And it was kind of a joke. Like, it seemed kind of like lazy writing. So I feel like Rogue One, when they wrote that in there, that
Galen.
thank you. When he put that into the Death Star when they were building it, it didn't. I appreciated that because it didn't come off as like cheesy or like, hey,
Yeah.
we're trying to fix this weird plot hole that we made in A New Hope.
His whole purpose of why he decided to help them
Right.
was to fuck them over.
Maybe
Right.
they'll retroactively go back and we'll figure out why Muppets killed the Nazis and Jedi. You think they'll do that one?
Find a reason why the Ewoks are just the best.
We can't fit an X-Wing inside. We'll put the Millennium Falcon in it and blow it up this time.
Yeah, last time, I don't know if it was Family Guy or Robot Chicken that did it, but there was something where they were like, so everything's okay with the Death Star, right? Yeah, but this time you could fly an entire ship inside.
Wait, what?
That's a terrible. Wait, what the hell did you do?
What the fuck did you do?
Yeah, you're telling me.
My favorite part of Rogue One.
Tell it.
I know what you're gonna fucking say. I'll get it.
My favorite parts of Rogue One were the parts that should not be my favorite parts. My favorite parts from Rogue One were the parts where I inappropriately laughed at the death of people on screen. My favorite one being the end before Donnie Yen goes out and sacrifices himself to hit the switch. There's just one dude who's like, I got it, I'm going out there. And he takes one fucking step. And there's just some guy up there and he's like,
He's just ready.
He's ready. And this guy, before he goes out there, he's like, not in the face, not in the face, not in the face, not in the face. I'm doing it. I'm going out there. One step. Dead. Like, it was the way they cut it. It was ridiculous because he's like,
oh my god.
in silence. It was like, how do you cut that together and not be comical? It was like Tim and Eric worthy.
It was, it was
I can do this.
I have one major complaint about one scene in the film, and it was with K2, believe it or not.
Oh.
It was when everybody left the ship, and K2 says some really, really, not wall breaking, but like illusion breaking dialogue, where he like asks, I guess an internal question, like, where did everybody go? Like, they've been off the ship for a minute. And he's like, where did everybody go? Well, I guess they have to do this. He was like, it was like 1.5 seconds of random weird questioning and exposition and then back to it. Like, it was totally unnecessary. Whoever edited that totally missed taking that part out or shortening the dialogue or whatever. It was awkward as fuck.
I love everything K2 does.
Yeah, but it wasn't like in his character either. It was straight up just like, I'm asking the audience a question. Why?
I'll be there for you, Jin. Cassian said I had to.
My favorite one is where he's like, you'll all die in space, but I won't because I can breathe.
Or what happens if the shield gate doesn't open? Well, we'll be sucked into the vacuum of space. I can survive in space. Or when she's, well, it's not you I'm worried about. I'm worried about the missing you and hitting me. Doesn't sound so bad to me.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck y'all.
His death, it hit me hard.
Yeah.
I think it was because of the way he sacrificed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew it was coming. He was like,
we're saying he like he was a person. He was.
That's why he's an awesome character,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did and he looked awesome.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Talk about an achievement in digital anything.
Right.
Like, good job.
I don't remember there being a part while watching it where I felt like he wasn't
Ooh, it's a cartoon.
real. Yeah.
No, he was real as hell.
What did you guys think about the digital reanimation or whatever of Tarkin's
Let's not talk
face
about that.
and
Connor was freaked
Leia?
out. I
didn't think they were terrible.
It was extremely impressive.
Right.
And I think Tarkin was done better than Leia.
I think so too.
And I think it's because they had to have Tarkin in the movie a whole lot. And so they really went after that. Mm-hmm. The performance of the actor that played him, which I forget his name, however, it's the same guy from Harry Potter 7, Deathly Hallows, who is the Minister of Magic. That's the bad one. The one that's like after Voldemort takes everything over. He's the longer-haired, kind of gross-looking asshole, just puppet head that he puts on there. Because the Minister of Magic at the beginning is right. Fucking Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
And then so like it's the one after that. He's an asshole. That's the guy. His facial structure and bone structure was almost identical to Peter Cushing, who played the original Grand Moff Tarkin.
Right.
And he did the voice too. So he full on performed that whole movie. It was just they had to painstakingly recreate Peter Cushing on his face. And for the most part, they did a unbelievable job at that. Too. Now, Connor, you pointed out a flaw in
the flaw I had more trouble with than anything. There were parts where they CG'd his clothing, and there were parts that they didn't. And I feel like if you're going to go that route, like there were, I don't know, like cutting in between scenes where like his face and head would do something more robotic and his body would still be the actor.
Yeah, take you out of the natural movements.
Just
of
do
a
it
human.
all CG or do it all body and then face CG. Like there's ways to kind of get around it, but I think the best way to do it is to just make it all CG. If you're going for the face CG, just make the body CG so it looks a little less uncanny valley.
That's the term. Yeah.
Realistically. And I mean there were parts where like when he was on screen, when he wasn't talking, when it was just him, fucking looks real as hell. Mm-hmm. But as soon as he would open his mouth, there's eye movement and like they're just not there yet. They're just not. Is it impressive? Hell yes. Mm-hmm. Is it something that I hope I see in video games soon? Please.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome. But it's not there yet. And it was an honest attempt. But like when we were watching Matrix Revolutions the other day,
right.
CG has come a long way.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
It has come a long way.
I didn't mind the whole CG thing or the recreations.
It doesn't pull you out too much.
I dismissed the not quite there yet in my head because you can't make a movie about the Death Star
Without
and the
Tarkin.
beginning of Star Wars without Tarkin and without Leia.
Right.
So I was like, well, they had to be there. So good job on making that pretty damn good. You know, so
I mean, it was an honest effort.
Oh,
for
yeah.
real.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it was literally almost perfect.
So, well, do we want to? So we've talked a bit about what's currently going on in Star Wars. We've given our thoughts about
it.
all of that. Now let's talk about the. Do you want to talk about like the basically? Hey, where do we go from here? What would you like to see?
Sure.
You know, that sort of thing.
That sounds good.
Hey, we're all fans of this stuff, so we've talked about what we have. What would be
I want to see the Empire win.
what do you want to see in a future Star Wars film?
Death and decay. Lots of dead bodies. Darth Vader comes back and kills everyone. That's what I want to see.
I want David. I want you to talk about this first. What do you want?
You know, we're speaking about like everything, like right,
Like a comic, a game. What do you want out of Star Wars going forward?
You know what? Let me think about it. Let's hear from you first.
For me,
Yeah.
I want an Old Republic movie.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Go back to a whole other realm of Star Wars and just get in a perfect world. I get the story of Revan from the video game Knights of the Old Republic, but that story has already been told in that game very, very well.
It's been told in the books
and
too.
the books, and they kind of ended that with the MMO that they made as well. Mm-hmm. But the time period and the setting, like they've already kind of gotten rid of some other stuff that's not considered canon anymore. So, okay, I'm fine with that because you've done a great job with what you made. So let me get something set, talk about the first Jedi and the first Sith, the first great break-off where people started to follow the dark side, where the first users of the Force, and then they discovered this other part of it, why do I have these emotions?
Or the real Siths.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or the Sith race, the ancient ones that, those real masters of the Force, where there were tons of Jedi and tons of Sith, and they were at war with each other. And then you could see almost these Lord of the Rings scale battles with lightsabers, not guns, lightsabers.
That'd be
I
awesome.
mean, could you imagine? And then you got guys with you got guys with double blades and different types of lightsabers, full on, create a whole new cool cast of characters. I mean, you have so much. It's almost like you have so much freedom with that. It's like terrifying. Like, oh my God, we can't fuck this up. So I would just personally, I would love to see them go way back. You have so much freedom. That's a super cool time period to delve into the beginnings of the Jedi and the Sith and the light side versus the dark side. I think that would give so much perspective on what we have now, this later time.
Retrograde, like
So
go
like
way
now you
back,
watch
yeah.
now you watch Star Wars, like then like you'd watch a movie like The Old Republic, and then you'd watch a movie from right now and go, man, like that's why this is so special. Because,
Build on the lore.
Because like now there's only a few Jedi left. There's only a few lightsabers left, and the Sith went down to just 2 people. And oh shit, this is why they did that.
Yeah.
That's what I would love. Like, first and foremost, give me that.
You know what I'd love to see?
What would you like to see?
I'd love to see them take some original characters that were already created and expand on them a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe create a new story with them. You know my favorite Star Wars character of all time, Asherad Het.
Very good.
He is my favorite.
Explain that, because most people don't know what that is.
He is a Tusken Sand Raider, and he becomes a Jedi. And Obi-Wan actually demasks him in front of his clan. And if you know anything about Tusken Raiders, that's not good.
You can't do that.
You can't
Damn,
do
people
that.
got to have their masks on.
They got to have their masks on.
Yeah.
Even sex, it's weird. Anyway. No, but he
Oh, God.
he was quite possibly the coolest Jedi and Sith Lord, in my opinion, because of what he did. He broke all the rules all the time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what it was. He was almost like Revan in a sense where he kind of walked a line. But he ended up really, really turning towards the dark side.
He
towards
became
the end.
Darth Krayt.
Yeah. He became Darth Krayt. He had the armor, right?
What he was able to survive past the ending. His story after as a Jedi Knight, he survives Order 66. He gets past all that, and he completely abandons the Jedi ways and goes back to being a Tusken Raider on Tatooine, but keeping his lightsaber.
Right.
And his Tusken Raider clan happens to threaten the Lars homestead where baby Luke Skywalker is. So Obi-Wan kicks his ass.
Yeah.
And like you said, unmasks
him and shames
which
him.
disgraces him. So that's what leads him to falling to the dark side. And he ends up in Yuzang Vong, which is a crazy alien ship, basically this Orbalisk armor that encases him.
It's
and
living
then
armor.
Through a meditation technique, he basically prolongs his life very unnaturally and reawakens all powerful as shit, but also years later where Luke Skywalker is already dead.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like the descendants of the Skywalkers.
Can we talk about how cool his lightsabers were when he was a Jedi? He had 2 of them, and he tied them together with a piece of rope like nunchucks.
Yeah. So that's a neat I think the more interesting part of his character is his Tusken Raider origins, and then his eventual your climax.
He eventually gets his ass kicked because he breaks the rule of 2. He breaks the rule of 2.
He creates the rule of 1 as a Sith
and
Lord.
Wants to be the only Sith and doesn't have an apprentice and just does that. And doesn't he get a holocron? He opens and they're the other Sith Lords spirits are talking to him. And like, you're dumb. What the fuck are you doing?
Darth Bane's spirit, who created the rule of 2, is like, you're a jackass. And they don't want to tell him any of their knowledge. They're like, no.
So I got a question.
Sure.
You guys know me. I haven't immersed myself in Star Wars like you guys have. I don't. What you guys just said, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Look, all you got to do is watch the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Damn it.
Please stop. It's like Beetlejuice. You can't talk about it.
Holiday Special. Oh, God, it's Beatrice Arthur.
But no, so...
Art Carney, I'm sorry.
So, in my opinion, it would be awesome to see movies like this, but for right now, the anthology movies are Rogue One and the Han Solo spin-off movie.
Correct.
Han Solo movie.
I need it for my beer. Okay, continue. Han Solo.
But it seems like they're choosing those because it's easy for the audience to wrap their head around.
Sure.
They're not like...
Massive audience appeal
right
by default.
So do you think that in the future they might get a little courageous and,
I don't think they'll get too risky
and venture out into unknown, quote unquote, unknown territory, things that a lot of the audience isn't familiar with?
We talked about this last time when we did the last podcast, how Hollywood works. If it's too risky, they're not going to do it because they want to make that money back and more.
You're more likely to get something in the realm of what I was talking about with Old Republic, because at least in that you can go, people know what Jedis and Sith are, and this is a new thing about Jedis and Sith, and it's cool.
Right.
What I was talking about,
That's
hell no,
so
they'll never make my
specific
movie. No.
and niche based
Redhead.
that you're not going to get it.
Right.
It's not going to happen. But like a Boba Fett movie, which almost happened. A Boba Fett movie was in development, and the director flaked the fuck out. It was the guy that made that new garbage Fantastic Four film that failed.
God.
It was that guy. And he just was like, nope. And then they were like, well, oh God, shit, fuck Han Solo.
So
let's do that.
So going to the list of things that I'd like to see.
Sure.
That kind of helps segue because one of the things was a Boba Fett spinoff
Yeah.
movie because like he's just like one of those bad guys that you really wanted to know more about.
He's not
because,
even really a bad guy, though.
Well, I mean,
He's more neutral party.
okay, well, whatever.
He's in it for
Still,
the money, dude.
whatever, he's cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
no, he's cool as fuck. Continue. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. So he's cool as fuck. He's got a jetpack and a blaster. So, you know, fucking, you want to know more about him, and he falls into the Sarlacc pit, unfortunately.
But they did say,
Oh God, the sand
they
vagina.
did
No.
say, David, for your fun information, that he lived.
He did.
They are officially saying he crawled his ass out of that shit and he's fine. And that's where they left us.
There's actually,
Damn Boba Fett.
have you seen that Parks and Rec episode where
Yes.
it was
Paul.
no, what's his name has a cameo? The comedian.
Louis C.K. or
No,
Short guy who looks like a giant baby.
no, his wife just died not too long
Oh,
ago.
Patton Oswalt.
Patton
Patton
Oswalt.
Oswalt.
Oh, his
Thank
crazy movie that he comes up with?
Yeah, he's like trying to filibuster.
And he does like Marvel mixes with Star Wars.
Yeah,
and, shit.
and like
Hulk
he
comes in
says
and-
that like that's basically what apparently they said happened is what he says in his thing is like episode 7 starts with a shot of the Sarlacc pit with Boba Fett's hand coming out.
Water.
Sugar water.
He's played by Jason Statham.
That would be pretty
Oh
fucking
my
awesome.
God, that'd be kind of
Actually,
an
did I
interesting cast. for-
Yeah.
Gotta get
for
out of
Boba
this
Fett.
pit. It's time to find Han Solo. They already did. God damn it.
He's got a kid.
But anyways,
Boba Fett goes after Kylo Ren.
Finally, in episode 9, the climax, Boba Fett shoots Kylo Ren in the head. Oh, I've been waiting for this
I'm
for a
going to do
long
what
time.
Darth Vader never did and bring balance to the Force.
I killed you because I couldn't kill your dad. You robbed me of that, and now you're dead.
is that Jason Statham?
It's sort of Jason Statham.
It's just a random.
Actually, that's more like
Cockney
what
accent.
Boba Fett's voice actor now, Tamara
Actually
Morrison,
sounds
sounds
like,
like. I was more so doing that. And all of the clone troopers.
Well, anyways,
Boba Fett's a clone. Anyway,
yeah. So
sorry.
back to my rinky dink list. It's not as great and in depth as your guys's because I don't know too much. Like I'd really love to have like my wife come on and do a Star Wars episode because she read like all the books. So she could, shed some light on some stuff like you guys can.
Don't sell yourself short.
We all learn to read one step at a time, David.
Oh my God.
Tell us your fucking list, David.
Anyways, so I'm really excited to learn about Rey's history. It's as far as the characters that we've just become familiar with in episode 7. She's the one that I'm most interested about learning about because we just don't really know a whole lot. And she's hot.
Hey.
Also, the Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are they? What are they?
So yeah, I'm excited for that. And as far as other spin-off movies go, I'd love to see an Obi-Wan spin-off. I think that would be
God,
fucking epic
please.
because
Oh,
that's
Ewan
also
McGregor.
kind of a character that you guys probably have a better idea of what he's like that wasn't described in A New Hope. But
You could just get Ewan McGregor. And
Sometimes a
Yeah.
piece of shit, sometimes awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see a spin-off movie with Obi-Wan. I thought that'd be pretty cool.
That might happen.
Crankety Old Man Jedi, the movie.
Well, yeah, it's just,
Damn it, I live in sand.
I mean,
It gets everywhere its course. Oh, I get him now.
frankly, they could
I
just
get Anakin.
they could just like hire like an indie director and just have him like follow him around like in
my
his
God.
like little cave on Tatooine. Like, you know.
So what's it like being on Tatooine, Ben? Fucking sucks.
It's not good.
fucking sand people.
Tired of
are-
eating. I eat a lot of bantha.
I eat a lot of sand.
And you'd think because of how big the banthas are that they'd have tender meat. It's like eating fucking sandpaper.
So what you're saying is you eat a lot of sand.
I don't want to. Can you stop saying sand?
Just stop saying sand. It's coarse and it gets in everything. And God, I understand him so much.
What pisses me off the most is that now I understand why Anakin whined all the fucking time. Sand is horrible.
It's horrible.
You ever been in a sandstorm? Have you ever been in a sandstorm? It gets in everything. And I mean everything. You ever have your dick hole full of sand? It's not pleasant.
Sometimes I just go down to the market to get, a space watermelon or whatever the fuck these are, and I see a hut. Do you know how gross it is to see huts on a regular basis? God. How would you like to walk down the street to go buy food and see a giant slug man? Appetite goes to shit. And I already eat basically sand.
They won't stop licking their lips. I've never met a more... They're just always...
It's like they're always eating custard. Always.
You know, like when you see like a man, like an out of shape dude, and he just has that little layer of oil around his mouth.
Oh my God.
It's like that.
I gotta be honest, at one point I almost wanted to say to that stormtrooper, yeah, these are the droids you're looking for. I'm done with this.
Fuck this and fuck you.
Luke, you're a whiny bitch. Fuck the universe.
That's the Obi-Wan film. It ends with him just saying, fuck it.
Fuck it. I'm done.
What else you got? You have a list. Keep going.
Yeah, well, I mean that was everything on my list. Like, I mean,
An Obi-Wan film would be
cool.
fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
I think out of anything that we've actually talked about, that's probably the most likely to happen. Because Ewan McGregor did give a little voice cameo in episode 7 during Rey's little vision thing, and they've kind of been they've kind of been poking him like, "Hey, bro,
you want to come back for more?
Fucking have a lightsaber."
Force
again?"
Force goes.
I think he might. Hopefully, I would.
Force goes.
What about a Yoda movie?
Why am I the one who always has to do this? I had Luke, now I have Rey, so I'm just the babysitting Jedi.
Great, can't even die.
Awesome. What about Qui-Gon Jinn? He just sort of tapped out. No, not even Yoda. No, he already did too much work.
In this anymore. I don't want to train any Jedi. I kind of fucked it up with you.
Listen, Dad.
Stop calling me your father.
All right. Do we want to take a short break real quick?
A short break? What you want to break for?
You know what? Suck my nuts.
That's not. I don't want to do that on the break.
Are we breaking for that? Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we breaking?
No. The next thing I had up, I was Andrew. I wanted to test your motherfucking knowledge on Star Wars and see where we go. I wanted to see how much you know.
Okay.
You will not fail. I will. I would.
All right.
All right. Hit me with it.
All right. So, what were Luke's aunt and uncle's job on Tatooine?
Moisture
farmers.
That's incorrect. Moisture farmers.
Okay.
Question number 2. How many languages is C-3PO?
6 million forms of communication.
Can I finish the question?
I already know what you're going to
He
say.
already knows the answer. I am first to know first. No,
6 million forms of communication. I'm also a sex bot. I'm also a sex bot.
Fully functional. Luke.
The beginning.
I'm fully
These
functional.
beginning questions are.
Come on,
are
just
softball.
ask him. Just ask him. Come on.
Chewbacca's home planet.
Kashyyyk.
Okay, cool. Who actually shot first?
Han. And then
Greedo never fired.
Yeah, it was edited to be stupid.
Mm-hmm. You're doing great. So, which character is partially named after George Lucas's son?
What's George Lucas's son's name?
I can't tell you that. Mainly because I don't know.
Which character is partially named after George Lucas's son?
Correct.
George Lucas's son is Liam. That's his name, I believe.
Liam Lucas?
Am I wrong in that?
I don't think so. I think you are correct.
Well, obviously Liam Neeson.
So is it Qui-Gon Jinn or
Dexter Jetsetter.
Dexter from episode 2, that fucking guy in the cafe, they're cloners.
Yeah.
And he's got the dart. And if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I work at a diner in
also
space, but it's also a 50s diner.
I also don't have to drink my own urine, but it's sterile, and I like the taste. Okay, so I fucked that question out because it was prequel garbage. Continue.
All right. In which movie does the camera pan back up after the opening crawl? 5, 4.
Stop. Shut the fuck up.
He's working his magic here.
Is it Empire because they got to go up to the ship so it can shoot the probe droids?
Close, but no.
Okay.
Is it a prequel?
Yes.
It's Attack of the Clones.
That is correct, sir.
The fucking silver ship flies overhead. God damn it. Okay.
Hey, you're doing great.
These are stupid.
It's all right. You don't know as much as you think you do. So.
I only know the Attack of the Clones thing because it's one of my most
All right.
hated films of all time.
I'm pretty sure you know the answer to this question.
Okay.
And you're gonna crack up. How many dewbacks were in the original '77 theatrical cut of the first Star Wars movie?
Right? One.
How many dewbacks?
There's one up on the hill, and he's sitting on another. I want to say
So
two.
two. Is it two?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking dewbacks.
There's that.
and then there's 74 in the other one.
5 whole more dewbacks were added in the '97 special edition.
Damn it.
Which is actually, I'm embarrassed to say, that was when I first saw the movies, when they were re-released in theaters.
I saw, well, for the first time I watched them on VHS, like the old cuts, and then when they threw them back in the theaters for the special edition, I went to all of them.
That was the first time that I saw them, was when I can't remember if I actually went to go see them in theaters, or I might have seen 1 or 2 of them, but I saw all of them when they were like re-released on VHS.
That's cool.
I have all the Laserdisc despecialized editions in digital format on the computer. We should watch those sometime because they're awesome because it's so super raw.
Mm-hmm. What else you got for me?
What was the original name of the first Star Wars movie when it went into production?
Okay, so it was the Star Wars, but the other part of it was like the something from the Journey of the Wills, or like the Journal of the Wills, and then it was like
actually
the
a really
adventures
long title.
of the Adventures of Luke Starkiller as something from the Journal of the Wills, and then like episode the Star Wars, kind of like that.
Pretty much,
yeah.
That's
Wasn't
almost
it just
it.
Flash Gordon?
Save every one of us.
So the full title is Adventures of Luke Starkiller, comma, as taken from the Journal of the Wills, comma, Saga 1, the Star Wars.
Fuck you, George Lucas.
Why? Why would you make a fucking title that long?
Because we're gonna have a whole lot of
dewbacks. You
The main character's a dewback.
Okay, this is a good one, I think. Which bounty hunter in the Empire Strikes Back is wearing an old costume from a Doctor Who episode?
Is it Dengar?
Incorrect.
Hold on.
Connor, do you know?
Is it Bosk?
It starts with an R.
It's Bosk.
It's Bosk.
Yeah. So the yellow fucking outfit is from a Doctor Who episode?
Yes.
That's neat.
Yeah, it is kind of neat.
Okay.
Who kissed Leia first, Han or Luke?
Luke.
Cool. Yeah. Cool story, bro. Tell it again.
Fucking weird.
That's your sister, bro.
What does AT stand for?
All-terrain armored transport.
That is correct. Yeah,
What does ATST stand for?
All-terrain scout transport. Bitch.
What odds does C-3PO give Han for successfily navigating the asteroid field?
Don't tell me the odds.
The odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field, 3,720 to 1.
Yep.
Yes!
Yes! High fives all around.
Oh my god. Oh, fucking shit.
All right. Who is Lando Calrissian's co-pilot in episode 6, Return of the Jedi?
Nien Numb.
That is correct. That weird.
He's totally in episode 7 also, by
He's
the
got
way.
like vagina flaps.
He
for a
does.
face.
He does.
He's like vagina face.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
What a
That's
weirdo.
He's a weird
He
fish
does.
monkey.
What is the name of Boba Fett's ship?
Slave 1.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't even say it fast enough. You're just like ready.
Who is the original commander of the Death Star?
Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah. But as recently revealed, Director Krennic.
What is
You mean the Jew hunter from Inglourious Bastards?
No, that's not him.
I know. Think of the characters, though.
Okay.
Think of how that movie starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
What is the largest annual pod race in the world, and who was Anakin Skywalker's chief rival in it?
The Boonta Eve Classic, and it's Sebulba.
That is correct.
Sorry. But the
All
pod
right.
race was pretty cool.
Are you fucking ready for this next question?
I am not. What do you got?
What day is Wookiee Life Day, and where did we first learn about the holiday?
Oh shit! I should know this. I've seen that movie too many
Is it
times.
December 25th? I mean,
No.
Okay. Is it a made-up fucking month?
No, it's not. No, it's a real month.
It's
Is it May 4th?
fucking hell.
No.
Oh.
Life Day is
Fucking Life
See,
Day.
if you guys let me fucking watch the holiday special, then I would know stuff like
it's
this.
not a
Nah,
thing.
it's that you learn about what day Wookiee Life Day is like once in the thing, and it
Isn't
doesn't
there like
matter.
Wookiee sex in it or something?
No.
And wait. What was the full question again?
Hold on, let me go back. What day is Wookiee Life Day?
Oh, okay, and we learned about it in the Star Wars
and
Holiday
where
Special.
did we first learn about the holiday?
Yeah. I want to say it's December 21st.
No.
When is it?
November 17th.
so goddamn
Who fucking
random.
cares?
You're just mad because
This is the day where all the Wookiees get together and jack each other off.
Look, all I know is Ichibaka fucking gets in a sex machine because Art Carney puts him in it, and he watches a very sexually ambiguous woman say, "I was made for you," and like sings a fucking song to him, and he's just like, "Bah, bah."
Anyways, Darth Vader's chess piece has some writing on it. What language is it in, and what does it translate
Is
to?
it a Mandalorian?
No. What does it say on this chess piece, and what does it
I
translate
don't know. I will concede to that one.
Yeah, tell us, because that's interesting.
It is ancient Hebrew, and it translates to "His deeds will not be forgiven until he merits." Which is kind of
That's
scary.
interesting.
That's amazing.
Man, it's crazy how he has
fucking
Hebrew
scary.
written on him and he's wearing a Nazi helmet.
Yes.
The Imperial probe droid was also known by another name. What is that other name?
They refer to it in the film?
Yes.
An Imperial probe droid.
You know what? I don't know if they refer to it in the film.
Does it
or
have
not,
like a
but-
numbers designation and shit?
No numbers. Just one word.
Really?
What is it? Because I don't know.
Probot. Probot.
Probit.
No, it's not.
That's what it is. Probit.
No,
It just says its name.
It's going.
Here's a good one.
Okay.
Which is the first original theatrical movie where we actually see Jabba the Hutt?
Oh, that would be the original film.
No.
Listen,
The-
okay.
Which version of Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, okay, fine. So theatrical release is Return of the Jedi.
Correct.
But then, like, they went back and put him in.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
because
they
there was the scene
filmed
with Han, and it was just a
New
fat
Hope.
dude with
Yeah.
a fur coat, basically.
Yeah.
It was actually they got didn't they get Donald Trump to play?
No.
Fucking,
No, they used his likeness.
it was a fucking joke, and I guess it wasn't that funny. So.
Sorry. Wrong.
Wrong. Me so
We're gonna build a great Death Star. It's gonna be the biggest space station you've ever seen.
It's not going to be a moon,
It's not gonna be a moon. It's gonna be a space station. It's gonna be a grand space station.
and we're going to
That's
make the
no
rebels
moon.
pay for it.
You took it right out of my mouth. That's awesome.
We're gonna make the rebels pay for it, especially the people on Yavin.
Actually, now that I'm in office, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pay for it, and then afterwards we're gonna ask the rebels to pay for it. And
Very
they will
nicely.
politely decline.
Very nice to ask them. And then we're going to scrap that. We're not going to do it. we're going to disband
They're
the
going to blow up our Death Star.
We're going to disband the Empire and give it right back to the Republic.
Where was Luke Skywalker originally headed to pick up power converters?
Tashi Station.
That is correct.
Exactly, in that tone.
Who's the only rebel pilot to survive all 3 movies in the original trilogy?
Wedge Antilles.
That is correct.
Played by Ewan McGregor's uncle.
Was it?
Yeah.
Cool. The new... sorry.
Dennis Lawson is his name. There's some fucking trivia for you.
Okay. So this... I'm reading from an article that was posted... shortly before episode 7 was released. So that's some context for this next question. The new Star Wars movie is coming out in December. In what month were all 6 original Star Wars films released?
May.
That is correct.
May the 4th be with you.
That is why okay.
Is this question, what's Yoda's race?
Yeah, what species is Yoda?
It's never mentioned.
Correct. Nobody knows, or maybe we should say
It was a picture of Yoda, I
knows.
figured.
No one does.
Kermit is his race.
Yeah. A Muppet.
Kermit, though, he's a Muppet.
He's a Jim Henson Muppet.
So
Not
those
real.
were all the
That's
questions.
cool.
I've got one last question.
Okay.
Do it.
On the planet of Tatooine,
Okay.
how is there oxygen?
I don't know.
No, you don't.
The Force.
Because there's an atmosphere on the planet too. How?
I don't know.
There's no plant life and the water's all underground.
If you look at the original cut, there's totally some bushes around the Lars Homestead's enclosure, and then I think they edited out the plants because they're like, no, it's a desert, it can't be there. I'm like, well, that was the only way that they were going to live if there were any plants at all.
Where are they gonna get the cows' food
that's
to
so
make your
funny.
blue milk? Your space cows. How do they get blue milk? Anybody ever figure out? Do they just milk Greedo nips?
I can tell you what that's actually from a bantha. That is a
Bantha milk.
It is.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's their cows.
Yeah, no, those are banthas.
Whatever.
Banthas eat their own poop. Do you know what yub yub translates to in Ewok?
What?
I eat my own poop.
Those fucking Ewoks, man.
They're
Oh,
something.
God.
They are adorable. I'll give them that. They look like Yorkshire Terriers, but on 2 feet in teddy bear form, and they just destroy a highly organized military operation.
So, unpopular opinion here of mine, I actually don't mind the Ewoks. Like, apparently, people
They're
give...
fine.
I
I
don't
just
mind them
poke
either.
fun
It's
at it.
funny.
Like, I mean, people, like, poke fun or, like just give the Ewoks shit, like, all the time. And I didn't really realize that was a thing until recently. People are like, oh, the Ewoks are so dumb. They're right up there with Jar Jar Binks. And I was like,
Disagree.
I love
No,
the
they're very
Absolutely
hard no. Have you ever seen the Ewok Adventures though?
no.
Cruiser, Krish.
Are you guys going to let me watch that one?
Talking about Wicket. I mean, go for
That
it.
you
If
can
want
watch.
To.
That's allowed.
Yeah. Star Wars Holiday Special we won't watch again until next year. I watched it alone because no one would watch it with me.
I would have watched it with you.
You're more than welcome to join me. I laugh hysterically at Art Carney throughout that whole thing because he's just like having half strokes throughout the whole performance. And, here's a sex device, and just hands it off to Chewbacca's family, which he apparently has. And
I will say, back to the Ewoks, I love Wicket.
Wicket's
the
awesome.
main Ewok. That's like
Princess
Princess Leia. He's awesome.
yeah, he's cute as hell.
And as for their assistance in defeating the Empire at the end,
Whatever.
the thing is,
It's guerrilla tactics.
so
It was. They fought him in their territory.
If you think about it, it's almost like this is good. I'm at a stretch here, but it's like Vietnam. Like
That's what I'm saying.
they're in their own jungle and you're
Right.
fucking with them,
Right.
and like it's kind of crazy to see them. The problem is like
taking
They're-
down the really
They're
big.
throwing rocks at stormtroopers, and the stormtroopers are dying. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like the big logs, like destroying an ATST. Okay, like big heavy thing hitting that's fine.
Right.
But and it walking on them and tripping them. It's just you have to think about what they were able to do with the effects at the time. I guarantee you that was a dreamed up idea. George is like, and then these natives are actually going to come in and fuck up the Empire. Oh my God, that's really hard to make now. Yeah. And so they did the best that they could. If that was able to be executed, maybe digitally, there'd probably be like a shitload of them, and they'd go after them and get them.
You know who did it again?
Who?
Toy Fair magazine back in the day, and they just took the toys. Toy Fair magazine was the precursor and basically idea for all of Robot Chicken.
Oh,
because it was literally the same type of shit you see on there, just in comic strip form.
Okay.
And they would just take screenshots of all these, figures and stuff like that and put them in scenarios. And they did this whole thing where Luke and Han were terrified of the Ewoks because they were ripping apart stormtroopers and eating their flesh and like wearing their body parts.
I remember at the end how they got all the fucking heads lined up.
Yeah.
Like that.
Isn't he playing stormtrooper helmets like a xylophone?
Yeah. So I mean, it's I guess it's made fun of because
there were still heads in there.
It's made fun of because like it looks like a bunch of teddy bears attacking the Empire and winning, but like. What I have to hit them with, it's like, no.
It's an alien race.
What defeated the Empire was not that.
It was the Empire.
What defeated the Empire is like Luke and Vader killed the Emperor, and then they didn't know what to do anymore, and then Lando blew up the Death Star. That's what fucking happened.
So all the chaos, what do we do? I don't know.
If you look at that ending scene, is like, like Han and Leia and all them are like, oh shit. And then the Ewoks just fucking attack the Empire, giving them a distraction to go back into that bunker and blow it up. So, like, even if the rest of it isn't shown as much, it gave them time to do that. And then the rest has nothing to do with the Ewoks. If you want to complain about anything, the rest of that scene is how did Han, Leia, and Chewie survive that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they did.
Also, C-3PO is a god.
Yeah, gold guy. Oh my God.
What did you guys think of C-3PO and R2-D2's very small cameo in Rogue One?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, because like I listened to
It was a member moment, but it was fine.
Yeah, like apparently a lot of people had I don't want to say a problem, but like it didn't really quote unquote work for them, and I'm like, I don't really understand because they were like just peppered in,
They became rebel droids pretty fast.
like and
They were around.
And I was like, well, I mean, that's the planet that they left from, so it makes sense for them to be there.
Not 10 seconds before that, Bail Organa talks to Mon Mothma and is like, all right, I'm going to go back to Alderaan and shit. And then he said, you hear the words, hey, Captain Antilles. Captain Antilles is the captain of the Rebel blockade runner that Princess Leia and all them are on. So, like, they're getting their shit together. So, 3PO and R2 haven't left yet. That's fine. So, like, when the main part of the fleet is leaving, what's going to happen is after all the X-Wings are taking off, they're going to go get on their ship and then go.
Right.
That's what happens. So, everyone needs to calm down. Like,
I think most of the problem was why have them in there? Like I think it came off
because
as like
they're
just
in
too
every
much,
Star Wars movie.
right?
That's why.
Like I mean I guess it just came off as too much fan service or whatever. And
So bumping into he doesn't like you. That was okay.
like I thought that was funny. Like
I liked all of it.
Yeah.
But like, don't bitch about why are they there. Okay, well then, if you're gonna bitch about that,
Then bitch about the rest of the movie.
then bitch about everything else. Why was Darth Vader in it?
There was one thing that I really appreciated about Rogue One that I totally forgot about. The representation of minorities, which was also something that Episode 7 kind of hit on. Having a female lead and an African-American lead and a supporting actor that is Latino?
Hispanic.
Hispanic.
Oscar Isaacs is, and then so is guy that plays Cassian. His name is
Diego Luna.
that guy.
Yeah.
He was the first. There was a big deal about him as he called himself like the first Hispanic Star Wars lead guy, like because like Poe's I guess is the lead, but Cassian is like straight up other lead to Jin.
Right.
So
Yeah, he was on I think he was on Conan, and he was talking about how he got the call. He was talking about how he got the call, like he was filming for another movie, I think, and he was like in his trailer, and he got the call for when they told him that he got the role, and how he was excited, but like he couldn't tell anyone for like 4 or 5 months. But I also read something just recently.
I'd totally get fired as an actor because I would tell everybody.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm in Star Wars. Guess what I got you for your birthday? Also, I'm in Star Wars.
but yeah, I think that's one of the things that that Star Wars is really succeeding with is using minorities to represent all these characters.
you got
Better because there's so much
aliens.
diversity in space. You have to.
Yeah. So I don't want to. It's weird to say. As a white man, I can appreciate that. Which it just sounds weird, but I appreciate it. Because
How about as a person?
yeah, as a person, I appreciate that they're actually using people of color and other cultures other than white people to play these roles.
because there's only white people in space.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all they have.
And
How come we're in space and everyone has British accents, but we're in outer space and there's no Britain?
Oh my God. You may fire when ready. Can you stop it?
Just him. Just him.
Yeah, Grand Moff Tarkin's allowed to be British.
So yeah, I guess we can wrap this up. Any closing thoughts? Any other thoughts that we want to give to the future of Star Wars?
How are we going to wrap it up without wrapping paper? How do we do that?
Is it Star Wars wrapping paper?
I do
I actually have
Star
some
Wars
at my house.
I have
I-
some
I
over
have-
there.
All of us have Star Wars wrapping paper.
We should all be fucking embarrassed.
I guess we can wrap this up as any other Star Wars movie would wrap up. You just abruptly.
Oh my God, he's killing everyone! Oh, Jesus, help me again! George Lucas,
Anyways,